Turkiye's 61 million eligible voters will also be heading to the ballot box on Sunday. Polls show a neck-and-neck race between incumbent Recep Tayyip Erdogan and opposition leader Kemal Kilicdaroglu. Well, the election results are expected to have a major impact on Turkish foreign policy as the country finds itself at the heart of several international issues. Trent reports from Istanbul.
Across the banks of the Bosphorus, a familiar sound of cargo ships that make up part of Istanbul's daily soundtrack. The Bosphorus Strait connects the Black Sea to the rest of the world. It's one of the busiest maritime passages on the planet. But the results of Turkiye's election could affect what flows through here. The Bosphorus serves as the gateway for Ukrainian grain to be shipped abroad. But since Russia's invasion, that can only happen thanks to a deal brokered by both Ankara and the UN with the Kremlin.
Turkey has quite good relations with Ukraine, but Russia is also a party that Turkey can engage in a very constructive way. Turkey does not necessarily see Russia as a strategic partner. It is still a NATO nation, but Turkey was able to create these working relations with Russia, which most NATO member countries weren't able to do so. Regardless of the upcoming elections results, like Turkey's middleman ground and this mediating role has to stay.
The grain deal is just one part of a wider foreign policy agenda, which under President Erdogan has seen Turkiye increasingly flex its diplomatic muscle on the world stage. Some decisions have proven controversial, including military operations in Syria and Libya, maintaining trade ties with Moscow, and more recently, Ankara's decision to hold up Sweden's application to NATO over what it sees as Stockholm's lax approach to harbouring members of the Kurdish Workers' Party, or PKK, inside the country.
It is related to the PKK-YPG issue. Turkey has been very clear about its demands in that regard from Sweden, which are not yet being met. PKK, the Kurdish insurgency/terrorist movement, is something that is very high on Turkey's counterterrorism agenda and its national security priorities. And Sweden is refusing to return the political asylum seekers in Sweden back to Turkey.
Turkiye's relations with neighbouring Syria are also front and centre in this campaign, with growing signs that relations are thawing between Ankara and Damascus. Just days before the vote, Erdogan's foreign minister met with his Syrian counterpart for the first time since the start of the civil war back in 2011. And the opposition has floated a new plan to begin returning the 3.6 million Syrians, which are currently seeking refuge in Turkiye, back to their homeland. That's making refugees like Muna Yassin nervous.
والله ما بعرف ما عم نعرف وين بدنا نروح وين بدنا نجي ما عم نعرف كل ما متخيلنا نروح مثلا نستأجر ما فينا إمكانية نستأجر ما ضل في بيوت الآجار ما بعرف مصيرنا وين بدي نروح ما حدا بيعرف.
The opposition, led by Kemal Kilicdaroglu, has said it won't seek to undo many of Erdogan's foreign policy initiatives, like the grain deal or support for Ukraine. But it has also said it wants to push for a more pro-EU and NATO agenda. Regardless of who is victorious this Sunday, for international relations, much rides on the result. From the Middle East to Europe, what happens here is likely to have a ripple effect across the region. Trent, CNA, Istanbul.